you go live, you never know until you go live. Greetings, humans. Greetings, and welcome back to another fun-filled episode. Bear here, 29-year veteran of the woods, and today, I tell you what, people, first world problems here for Bear. I tell you what, Bear had his lovely Bluetooth headphones that he normally wears. I tried to put it on his head the other day, and it just popped right off. I had that little swivel there where they kind of swivel on your neck there. It completely popped off on Bear. Now it's just hanging there, dangling. You know, Bear normally mostly just kind of wears it on one ear or the other. Can't even put it on his head now without it falling off. We've got to use the old standby here. The old Sony standby here with the plug-in Sans Bluetooth out there. So I gotta get rid of this dang cord. Gotta get Bear all tangled up here. First world problems, people. First world problems out here. Great to see Jiminy. I hope he is on his way. Well on his way to 1,000 subscribers out there. Gotta check him out. A great channel over there. Jiminy always streams like at 3 in the morning or something like that. Bear is hardly around whenever he's streaming. Only able to catch it every once in a while. But some good stuff over there. Do check it out over there. Let's see, do I have his... I do not have his link right up here. Actually, by the way, since we're actually talking about it, Bear has a handle, people. Can you believe it? So if you want to at least share Bear's link out here, you can do that here. We've got that in the description. I think, do I have it? I don't even know if I've got it in the description there. We'll put it in the chat here, just in case. 7458. I want to figure out where those other 7,457, the comics bearers, where they could be on YouTube. Maybe there was a whole bunch very early on, and I don't know, maybe they got rid of them. Maybe YouTube has shadow banned all of the bears out there, including this bear right out here. Yes, indeed. I'd post the link to my YouTube channel, but I'm not a mod and can't do that, says Jiminy. Well, that's just too bad for Jiminy. That's just too bad. No, we'll go ahead. We will give... Bear doesn't hand these out. Bear doesn't hand these out, but for this one time, I might just give it to Jiminy and give it away. Just take it away from him. But there you go. There you go, Jiminy. Post the link there in the chat. Hopefully people will check that out. I will try and copy that and put it into the description later. All right. Dang it, people. Bear gets turned around here, especially starting off very early here. Starting off. But I tell you what, people, Bear has this... you know, they talk about the global warming out there and everything. Oh my God, the world is going to end. You know, it may, it might, I don't know. Bear can't say for certain, but he can say one thing for certain out here. One thing let's see. Why is that not? Hold on, just a second. It is not updating on my. Let me go to live chat. See if that works. There we are. We will see if P Money and Jiminy Cricket battle it out, Royale style. Let's try and figure out who will ban who first. Wait, Jiminy is getting part of the Blur Club. That's it. P Money is on strike. P Money's on strike. It is a Christmas miracle. I hope the vacation turned out well. It turned out well for P Money out there. All right, people, from The Guardian out there, talking about global warming, global cooling, perhaps? Question mark? DNA from 2 million years ago reveals lost Arctic world. Well, you know, Bear was actually on to the, where is it here? Bear was actually on to the Antarctic a couple months back. Still probably a good idea. ship a bunch of people. We will have, kind of like what was it called? The, silver and lead. They had the silver and the lead. If you ever crossed one of the cartels out there, we will have fire and ice. We will have you can either go to the volcano or you can go to the Antarctic out there, Antarctic. But we're actually talking about the Arctic here today. DNA from 2 million years ago reveals a lost Arctic world. Yes, indeed. Who is this? Hannah Devlin. It would be the science correspondent out there at The Guardian. Who knew? Who knew? A 2 million-year-old DNA from northern Greenland has revealed that the region was once home, listen up, people, to mastodons, lemmings, and geese, offering unprecedented insights into how climate change, ? Can shape ecosystems. Bear had some dinner earlier. Oh, man, let me take a drink here. There we are. It is free. It is free, people, to subscribe to Jiminy's art, quote-unquote, art channel out there. So do check it out. Now I'm mad the autocorrect is making my word blue as blur. I'm definitely on strike. I was wondering what the heck was going on with that. I thought it might have been Bear Club out there. No, it was Blue Club. Okay, whatever. The Wrench Club. The Club El Wrenches out there. Bear always, he tries not to hand out the wrenches too much because you don't want to have a channel just full of moderators out there because they might start banning each other. You gotta have a hierarchy out there. You gotta have a little bit of a hierarchy. The breakthrough in ancient DNA analysis pushes back the DNA record by 1 million years' time when the Arctic region was 11 to 9 C warmer than the present day. What the heck, 11 and 9? I don't know. Let's just say 20 to 40 degrees warmer. Close enough. The analysis reveals that the northern peninsula of Greenland, now a polar desert, once featured boreal forest of poplar and birch trees teeming with wildlife. The work offers clues as how the species might adapt or be genetically engineered, ? Huh? Do you really want a genetically engineered bear? Probably not. To survive the threat of rapid global heating. No, dummy, it's cooling. For crying out loud. Whatever. Professor Aske Willerslev of the University of Cambridge and the University of Copenhagen. He's got both, people. Said a new chapter spanning 1 million extra years of history has finally been opened for the first time, and we can look directly at the DNA of past ecosystems that far back in time. Very cool. The fragments are 1 million years older than the previous record for DNA sampled from a Siberian mammoth bone. Probably not going to get those anytime soon. DNA can degrade quickly, but we've shown under the right circumstances, and conditions as well. We now can go back further in time than anyone could have dared imagine. In a future, similar techniques might be used to uncover new insights into the first humans and their ancestors. Will Sarlev and colleagues worked for 16 years on the project, which resulted in the DNA of 41 samples found hidden in clay and quartz being sequenced and identified. The ancient DNA samples were found buried deep in the Copenhagen formation. We'll go with that. A sediment deposit almost 100 meters thick and built up over 20,000 years. The sediment tucked in at the mouth of the fjord in the Arctic Ocean on Greenland's northernmost point was eventually preserved in ice or permafrost. It lay undisturbed by humans for 2 million years. Until now. Extracting and analyzing the DNA was a painstaking process that involved piecing together tiny fragments of genetic material that first needed to be detached from the clay and quartz, and it was only the advent of a new generation of DNA sequencing techniques that allowed the scientists to identify and piece together extremely small and damaged fragments of DNA. through referencing extensive libraries of DNA collected from present-day animals, plants, and of course microorganisms, people. Yes, indeed. A picture emerged of, wait a minute, people, there's forests populated by reindeers, hares, lemmings, and mastodons. What about bears? Elephant-like and mastodons. Elephant-like and Ice Age mammals that have only been previously found in North and Central America. The samples did not reveal any carnivores, probably because they were few in number, but the scientists speculated that there may have been ancient bears, people. There it is. It says it right there. Wolves and saber-toothed tigers as well. We don't know what was there, but probably something ate the mastodons and reindeers. That was bears, ancient, not aliens, ancient bears out here. It is ancient bears that we're eating. That's where all the mastodon went. Right into, old, way great grandfather bear out there. Great grandfather bear. Yes, indeed. Right into his tummy. Yes, indeed. The authors say it is encouraging that these species were able to thrive so far north in a region that would have still been cast in darkness for much of the winter despite warmer temperatures. In the Arctic, that's craziness, people. That's craziness. The data suggests that more species can evolve and adapt to wildly varying temperatures than previously thought. Well, I mean, we gotta stop all industrial everything because the world might warm up half a degree. The data suggests more species can evolve to adapt wildly varying temperatures than previously thought. Who knew? Color bear shocked. However, the speed of global heating today means that many species will not have enough time to adapt, meaning the climate change emergency remains a huge threat to biodiversity. How do you pronounce this guy's name? Will Serlev and colleagues said that studying ancient ecosystems could provide clues to how some species were genetically adapted to a warmer climate. Well, either they lost or they gained some hair, pretty much. That's pretty much it. It is possible that genetic engineering could mimic the strategy developed by plants and trees 2 million years ago to survive in a climate characterized by warmer temperatures and prevent the extinction of some plants, species, and trees. Well, tell that to the mastodons. Tell that to the mastodons. This is one of the reasons this scientific advance is so significant, because it can reveal how to attempt to counteract the devastating impact of global warming. Even though it was warmer way back when there were no humans, but now we've got to really, really get on the ball here because, reasons? Question mark out there. There's a hare. There's the mastodons. Oh, they're looking so lovely. Oh, look at all the trees and the birds. You could probably squint. Maybe up there on the hills is one of the ancient bears out there. Yes, indeed. That would be in in Greenland. Yes, indeed. Turn off autocorrect. Computers are the enemy. We've pretty much documented that here. Yes, indeed. Wait, oh, holy cow. A whole bunch of let's see. P-Money's on strike. Let's see. I will agree. Bear's channel is my favorite YouTube. Buy a bear. Well, thank you, P-Money. Should I stop reading right there? And Jiminy is my favorite. Buy a cricket. Well, there you go. And the mods can't be. I'm about this close to taking away Jimmy's moderating thing out there. Let's see. Can't wait to watch the movie Cocaine Bear in February. That's kind of like a genetically modified bear. Well, chemically modified. Jiminy is right. We've been trying to ban him hundreds of times the last minute. There we go. Well, you waited too long, P-Money. You waited too long. Ancient bears. Who knew one of those ancient bears would evolve to YouTubers? It's a crazy world. I mean, some adapt to climate change. Others adapt to the social media landscape out there. Craziness. Great to see Amy. And I'm sure Melissa somewhere somewhere close by. Hello, Lesters. You have a new moderator out here in the Jiminy Cricket, so you can't ban him. Can't ban him, unfortunately. Stupid auto cucumber. Stupid auto cucumber. I tell you what. I had a joke, but it might be in bad taste. Might be in bad taste. Yes, indeed. All right, I'm here somewhere. Hold on, people. Bear is here somewhere because we've actually got. Oh shoot, my bad. We've actually got some disturbing news here. Let me do the thing with the thing. Click on it because we've got an update here from. Let me find it here. Where is it? There we are. From the terror in the trenches. And speaking of terror, people, this has been going on for a little while here. He says he is banned in the USA, people. Hope all greetings trenchers, greetings Vaughn. Hope is all well. Hope all is well. Something along those lines. After a lovely weekend celebrating a relative's wedding, I've learned that Terror in the Trenches has been shadow banned by our good friends at Indiegogo. What the hell's going on over there? Only a direct link will take you to our campaign now. You will not find it in the search or even in the recently viewed. That's interesting. In the recently viewed section. That means they're taking it off people that might have checked it out before or something. That's crazy. You won't find it anywhere on the site without the link. So let Bear. Where is? Hold on 1 second, people. I'll do the thing with the thing. Where's my thing? Talk amongst your shelves. Talk amongst your shelves out there. There we go. Copy the link, and then you paste the link. There we go. So do make sure you check. Bear is leaving this in the description. He's got a number. Let's see. Shane Davis has his book shadow banned. Private American has been shadow banned. I haven't checked it in quite a while, but I think that still. What's the one with Uncle Lee? I'm trying to remember the name. Not Cyberfrog. The other one that he's doing. Reignbow the Brute. Reignbow the Brute out there. Also, all shadow banned. I'm sure there's some other ones out there as well. So if you need to, go down there into the description, and Bear has the some of the links there. If there's any other ones that Bear has forgotten or something like that, or maybe this is after the fact or something, just leave that in the comments for Bear, and he will add that to the next time out there. All right. And he kind of shows what is going on. There was something a little while back where there was something in the URL there that would cause it to not list. And I think if you took that out, it would. But it doesn't look like anything is in there. So no index status. No index. What the hell? I don't know. If you'd like to learn more from this article from Bounding into Comics, it explains it. Actually, let me see if I can. Let's see if this will work. Sometimes it's a really long one here. Let's see. Yeah, it's gosh dang it, too big to post out there. But I'm sure if you do a little bit of Google foo out there, you can find the stuff there from our good folks out there. Bounding into Comics out there. Gosh, I think Bear had it number of weeks back there. Anyways, this will not deter the campaign as we're luckily ahead. Already very successful, but it is disappointing. This has been happening to other campaigns for sure, before they even had a shot to be successful. He says he knew taking his own path would lead to this kind of discrimination in the era of division. I seek to help mend that division with his stories. And he says, let's move forward into the trenches and let nothing stop us except for a printing snag. ... A printing snag. The printer I was working with suddenly stopped communicating with Von Klaus out there, and all calls stopped going to voicemail. And he finally found out after asking around, they're going out of business. Well, thanks a lot, Brandon. No one bothered to tell him. So he's already in talks with some different printer options, and even talking to some local printers to see if they can support his fellow book creators out there. I think he's in, I want to say like the Midwest somewhere, like Oklahoma or something like that. Somewhere right around there. So we'll see. It's a minor snag, but course correction is happening, and he apologizes for the small delay it has caused. And note that because he's not using his original printer, some of these stretch goals and upgrades for the book may not be applicable. So that's no bueno there. No bueno. He's still going to put as much value and quality into the books as possible and try and get the UV spot gloss, the foil stamps, and everything. The works, he says. I'll keep you updated on the final outcome. And he's got, actually, looks like they're going to be doing a, there we go, a Terror number 2. Terror number 2. He says, not all rain clouds. Monica and I are hard at work on Terror in the Trenches, volume dose out there. Volume dose. There you go. With the shadow ban, it's harder to get the campaign out. So please share the link right up there in the comments section there. Updates to come once I choose the printer and move forward. He says, thanks all. You're a fiend. You're a fiend in comics. That would be the Vonster out there. There we go. So, yeah, definitely check out the link that we've got there in the trenches, in the comment section there. And you will have a direct link if you haven't checked it out. Haven't checked it out already out there. I did too, P-Money. I did too. He did a really good job on Monster MD. It was thick. It was a thick book. He could have split that book in half and it would have been just fine. I want to say it was like 100 and some odd pages out there. It was crazy. Crazy. I can't wait for Terror in the Trenches. It does look fantastic. Let's see. Amy Lester, I don't know this comic. Has he done other books? Yes, Monster MD. Monster MD out there. Very good stuff. Let's see. P-Money, my wife just walked in and she says, Merry 15 days before Christmas. Yes, indeed. Well, thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much out there. Do appreciate that. 15 days of Christmas. 15 days left to go out there. Yes, indeed. She yelled, thanks, Jay, and then ran to the bathroom. I'm assuming those things aren't related. Question mark. 15 days until Christmas. Haven't done any shopping. Well, you better hurry up. Jimmy. Bear will accept salmon. He'll accept cod. Some of the other lesser fishes out there. But, yeah, definitely salmon out there for sure. Amy's got to get some stuff mailed off. Well, chop here. Yes, indeed. Seems like the post office is getting slower and slower. It used to be the post office, they would be delivering like in the morning or the mid-afternoon. And now it's like, the sun's already down. It's like 6 o'clock and the freaking post. I guess I'll come around and deliver the mail today, I guess. I don't know, whatever. I don't know. They're getting and some of the stuff that's going across like cross country, like if it's it wasn't the 1 day stuff. Like I think if it was like a 2 or 3 day packaging, sometimes it's like taking 4 and 5 days. So yeah, just make sure you build in a little bit of time there. A little bit of time. How do you wrap salmon? I would assume very carefully. Very careful. And with a good beat. You got to have a good beat along if you're going to wrap with salmon out there. I got some leftover sushi. Maybe I'll ship that to Bear. I'm assuming weeks old fish doesn't go bad in the mail. You're not going to make any friends at the post office there, P-Money. Definitely not. All right, let me see. Bear is somewhere here. Bear's somewhere here. Let's see. We did the Arctic find out there. We did some campaign updates and all that sort of stuff. So, I think I think that's the show, everybody. I think that's pretty much it. I don't know what else. I don't know any other big news items that came out this week that we could talk about. So, you know what? Thanks, everybody. Thanks for stopping by. We will see you next time. You know what? All this talk has made Bear hungry, so he's going to head back Wait a minute. Hold on. There was one story here that Bear had. Hold on just a second here, people. Hold on just a second. Because our good folks, the good folks out there at Abounding into Comics, has kind of a last minute update there. So let's check out what they have to say here. And from Spencer, the great Spencer Bakuli out there. Bakuli, however you pronounce it. Warner Brothers Discovery cans. It cans? Wonder Woman 3. Patty Jenkins' treatment reportedly did not fit in with plans for DC's future. What? No way. No crypto. Oh, well. Hold on. Well, let's just jump. Let's just jump right on into it then. Forget all this other. Forget Wonder Woman. Let's just jump right on into it. Bear is prepared. Bear is prepared, people. He's prepared. NFT endorsements. People, resigning. All sorts of stuff. No, people. Let's. No, Bear has his news story here. He kids people. No crypto, says Jiminy. Jiminy, you're about this close to getting your wrench taken away from you, sir. Taken away. Anyways, let's see. The absolute surprise of nobody who saw the amazing Amazon's last cinematic waste of time. Warner Brothers Discovery has passed on Patty Jenkins' third Wonder Woman film after her treatment was reportedly determined to, quote, not fit in with the studio's revised plans for the DC storehouse of IPs. Holy cow, people. That is, there we go. There's Wonder, shh, don't say nothing. As first relayed to the Hollywood Reporter by alleged insider sources on December 7th, Jenkins' return trip to Themyscira is not moving forward and is considered dead in its current incarnation. According to sources sources say, the decisions to pass on the Jenkins and veteran DC scribe Jeff Johns' co-written threequel was determined after the director had, quote, submitted her treatment. However, after doing so, Jenkins was called to meet with the current DC studio heads, James Gunn and the Peter Safran out there, as well as Warner Brothers Pictures co-hosts Michael DeLuca and Pamela Adby, who in turn broke the news to the filmmaker, telling her the project as it stood did not fit in with the new but still unfolding plans out there. That is interesting. In light of this news, the actress behind the studio's latest live-action portrayal of the iconic hero Gal Gadot, lovely lady out there, took to her personal Twitter to express gratitude for the time she got to spend in the Golden Tiara. Actually, I've got that. Hold on. Get that right here. And she says, a few years ago it was announced that I was going to play Wonder Woman. I've been so grateful for the opportunity to play such an incredible, iconic character. And more than anything, I'm grateful for me, for Bear. Aw, you're welcome. The fans can't wait to share her next chapter with you. That's interesting. So they got rid of the director, but it sounds like maybe Gal Gadot is still sticking around. Maybe. We'll see. Though the details outside of its mere existence never officially made their way to the public, according to Geekosity founder Mikey Sutton's own sources say, Warner Brothers Discovery wanted an epic adventure that unites Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, Ben Affleck's, there we go, Batman, and Henry Cavill's Superman. The reason for Wonder Woman's solo line ending in a team-up was that to Warner Brothers CEO, the Z-Man out there, these icons form the heart of the DCEU. This announcement comes shortly after Jenkins' October 8th appearance at the Materna Film Festival, wherein she revealed that, quote, just wrote last week the final scene for Wonder Woman 3, and I thought, quote, it'd be interesting to see what happens next. Yes, it would. They have asked us to think of ways to do more, and it accidentally happens, but you never know, Jenkins adds. I have a lot of other films I'm excited to do as well. Well, you got plenty of time to do them now. Sadly, it seems Jenkins' appraisal of her career plans may have been a bit premature. Ooh, that's harsh, man. That's harsh. In addition to Wonder Woman's 3, Jenkins has been previously attached to direct a Rogue Squadron film for Disney. Is that Star Wars? I think that's Star Wars. However, the film has since been quietly shelved from Disney's release schedule. As the Star Wars spin-off was her only other publicly announced project outside of Wonder Woman 3. With this latest cancellation, it seems the director's work slate has been effectively cleared. Further, given Warner Brothers Discovery's reasons for canceling the film, as well as the recent hiring of Gunn and Safran to salvage their struggling DC line, Wonder Woman 3's cancellation provides further evidence in support of the theory that the upcoming, The Flash, will survive as Flashpoint to reboot the franchise. As noted by THR, that'd be the Hollywood Reporter, a Warner insider cautions that no plans have been finalized and that The Flash remains an unlocked picture, meaning they haven't nailed it down just yet. They may still cancel it. You never know. Whether or not the studio actually delivers such a refresh, or if Gal Gadot remains on as the Amazon princess, remains to be seen out there. Yes, indeed. Bear didn't have any more to add to that. I just wanted to show a bunch of pictures of Gal Gadot as Wonder Woman. That's pretty much the high and the low of it. Oh, I kid people. I kid out there. I kid. Let me get you good people back here. Hold on. There we go. There's the thing. There we are. Oh my goodness. I gotta catch up on my chats here. No crypto. She can join the MCU and actually get me thrilled about future Marvel projects again, says P Money. Well. Let's see. Amy says, she's a great Wonder Woman, and no actor can save a bad script by herself. I hope they do keep her. Well, we'll get into that here with our good folks here at Deadline out here. Hello. Welcome, Derpy. We do appreciate you here. Glad you found us, and hopefully you stick by. Let's see. Hello, welcome to the craziness. Yes, indeed. There is only one show, Buy a Bear, out here. Buy a Bear on YouTube. It is YouTube's #1 show, Buy a Bear. Let's see. Step 1, get rid of Patty Jenkins. Step 2, hire someone who can actually write and direct a good Wonder Woman film. Yes, indeed. Pictures of Gal Gadot is an acceptable Bear show. Let me just get rid of the Deadline stuff, and we'll just go back to that. Let's see. Derpy actually says, I'm actually excited for James Gunn being in charge of the MCU. Kevin Feige, hoping we have a legit story now instead of just a vision like Weirdo Snyder. There we go. Pics of 1990s, still even today. Jennifer Connelly, yes, 90s. I don't know why she did. That is a whole other story. We won't get involved with all of that. So anyways, our good folks over here at Deadline kind of have a little bit more of a, by the way, we had the Hollywood Reporter here. They were talking about that, but it's just kind of a sources say sort of stuff here. So the Deadline folks actually have kind of a little bit better of a rundown with it here. They're worried. They are definitely, well, I don't know if everybody is worried out there, but certain people are worried out there. They're worried about the lack of communication to talent reps and content creators by the studio about what's next in the DC empire. As Gunn and Safran map it out, has brought back bad flashbacks of when a former Warner Media CEO, so they went through a different number of changes there. They were, let's see, what was it? AOL Time Warner, and then I think it was Warner Media, and then it was, did they have Warner Brothers as a standalone thing, or was it just Warner Media? I forget. And then they got bought out by what's now called Warner Brothers Discovery out there. So they've went through a number of them. Anyways, this fellow surprised and alienated Hollywood with his Project Popcorn. Basically, they were doing it where nobody was going to the theaters because of, a certain flu out of a foreign country out there. So they were putting it onto HBO Max out there, and ticked off a number of people out there. And says even Disney's CEO, the former CEO, Bob Chapek's war with Scarlett Johansson over Black Widow. This is creating a riot, says one content maker connected to DC Fair, about the level of silence they've received on the fate of their DC projects going forward. Well, it is all up in the air. And it's a horrible optic. This business is based on relationships. When it comes to the rumors out there that the core DC superhero cast members, Gal Gadot, Jason Momoa, and Henry Cavill might be recast, I doubt that. The Gunn Saffron administration creates a synergistic plan for the DC brand across all medium, our sources say. These franchises, which already make a lot of money, why stop them? That's a good question. How can a studio that's bearing so much debt afford to start from scratch? There's script and actor schedule to be figured out. That's true. That's why I don't think that they're going to scrap everything. Those three actors and Black Adam's Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson out there, repped by WME. And I'm trying to remember what. Let's see. It's a talent agent. I'm just trying to remember which. I forget. Bear can't remember WME out there right off the top of his head, but talent agents out there. So Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, repped by WME, and a complete turnover of DC stars by Warner could put them in check to a big agency. So just kind of cap that here. Essentially, if you thought back to like the 1950s, the 1940s, that sort of the studio era with Hollywood out there. Basically, the studio, let's just say Warner Brothers in that case, the studio had their list of actors. They had their list of directors out there. And like you would always have the same actors working with the same directors. They might kind of shuffle them in and out, but it was all through the studio system. The studio system went away in the 70s and 80s. Now we have basically the same thing, but instead of the studios, it's a talent agency. So the talent agencies might have a whole list, a whole bunch of actors they might have a whole bunch of directors that they might be representing, writers as well, goes down the list. Well, now they can say, hey, we're getting 10-15% off of these people. Well, let's put, actor A with director B and writer C. They're all under our same roof here. So we'll do that. We'll make a project and then sell it to the studio. The studio buys it. We get our 15% plus 15% plus 15%, and they're making bank out there. So that's kind of what they're talking about here. No one is getting ready to go to war with a la CAA and Disney. Let's see. CAA. Oh God, I can't remember the name. Sometime. It's not Consumer Arts Agency. Something Arts Agency. I forget. Let's see. In Disney with Johansson. Despite everyone currently playing nice, an anxiousness lurks. That should have been Bear's title. An anxiousness lurks. On the other hand, we hear that WME repped Flash director Andy Muschietti out there and Indiana Jones director James Mangold are excited to do business with the Gunn Saffron-led studio. Yeah, I suppose after you kill off Indiana Jones, you might as well just go ahead and kill off Batman and everybody else. Gunn sought to ease agita today. Oh, for crying out loud. Pardon me, people. Who wrote this? Who? Anthony D'Alessandro and Justin Cole out there. They, making the big words. Bear's trying to read this. Hard for Bear. The fractious environment he and Saffron are walking into, saying there would be an unavoidable transition period as we moved into telling a cohesive story across film, TV, animation, and gaming. And I think that is probably key there, because they're going to want to have actors, actresses out there. They're going to be in a HBO Max series. They might just cameo or something like that. But kind of like the what was it? What did James Gunn do? Was it the Peacemaker? Peacemaker or something like that out there, where they were all silhouetted, but they had them kind of come in at the very last episode. Superman and Batman, and I think Aquaman and Wonder Woman was there as well. I don't know if old Cyborg was out there. He's got some issues there, but yeah. So they'll want to have some actors, actresses, directors, all this sort of stuff that would want to do TV, also film. And I would say gaming as well. I mean, imagine, a Batman movie comes out at the same time like a, Arkham Asylum or another Batman game comes out, and it's kind of linked there together. I think that's what they're trying to do there. So hopefully they can pull it off a little bit better than Disney out there. Disney kind of messed up with some stuff out there. Yes, indeed. Oh my goodness, I am behind on the chat. Let's see. A certain flu. I can't understand Bear's code. Let's see. Amy says, yeah, maybe make DC movies rather than DC versions of Marvel movies. Well, I don't know. Let's see. Derpy says, I just want the universe legit similar to the 90s and 2000s animation. Yes, indeed. I'm wondering if they're going to kind of commingle some of the anime. I mean, they're talking about it here. But from what he's teasing that the Kingdom Come is their end game. It might be. I haven't gotten through the entire article here. I haven't gotten through the entire thing here yet. So we were talking last time. We were talking last time about Disney's crazy schedule here, where they had the Blade movie. They had to rewrite and redo that, which caused like a whole bunch of follow-on effects with all the Disney movies. They're just shuffling a lot of their release dates now. So it might be interesting if Gunn and Safran, if they take their sweet time. What was it? Aquaman. It was The Flash, and I think there was another movie coming out, and then that was it. That was all that was announced that's coming out. So if they take their sweet time, Disney has, some issues there as well. There might be a little bit of gulf there between, maybe 2-3 years there where, might only be like 1, maybe 2 superhero movies out there that's released, per year or something like that. That's why Bear's kind of keeping one eye over there on Avatar out there. If some of like the Wakanda stuff isn't doing that well, if Wakanda kind of falls to the wayside there and Avatar does really well, Disney might just kind of take a second look at that and say, hey, maybe we could just kind of scrap a bunch of things, put all our eggs into the Avatar basket, figure some stuff out with Marvel, and then kind of go from there. So that might be one thing that they do. Might be one thing. Let's see. Don't be mad. I support 100%. Oh, no. We argue and fight in here all the time. All the time, Derpy. Don't worry about it. But I've never read Kingdom Come until last night. Oh, there we go. And my God, there's really serious issues in that novel. And if James Gunn plans that he's a madman and genius not to. There you go. There you are. Again, they have some issues with it trying to transition from the Snyderverse. So they're probably taking bits and pieces of the Snyderverse. The Flash, for example, Aquaman, for example. So probably figure out, okay, how are we going to change this little by little here, keeping true with the Snyderverse film, because that's where they got a lot of their money. But how do we transition to, what do we call this? The Gunverse? No, we can't call it the Gunverse. That makes Bear mad. The James verse out there. So I don't know. There might be a transition period. That's what we're looking at here. P-Mike says, we don't get mad, Derpy. Trust me, I disagree with Jiminy and Bear on about 90% of what they say. You were this close, P-Bunny. You're about this close to losing that wrench out there. Let's see. That would be smart, Amy, but Warner Brothers was too lazy to take the time to build their own universes over time, and just tried cribbing from studio that already provide. Okay, so the backstory behind a lot of that is Warner Brothers was spun off. Okay, so they were whatever, they Warner Brothers Entertainment or Warner Brothers Studio or whatever it was. When they were coming out with Justice League, they were in talks, or they were already starting to be sold to AT&T at the. Oh, I forgot AT&T. AT&T came before Discovery. Oh man, so many owners out there. So they were trying to be sold to AT&T. So I think instead of taking the time and doing it right, like what they're trying to do now, it sounds like they just said, hey, let's put everybody together real quick in a Justice League movie, and we'll figure it out. And then use that to sell to AT&T. AT&T bought it, and then they bought a whole bunch of crap, and they decide, oh my gosh, what do we do with all this? And they offloaded it to what's now Warner Brothers Discovery, and now the Z-Man. The Z-Man's going to have some issues to come out here. Interesting stuff. Let's see. Let's see. Kingdom Come is too big and set in the future. Yeah, there we go. See, we've already got our disagreements already. LOL, Bear pronouncing that name, trying a Spanish accent. I didn't realize I needed that. Very good. I don't know which one you're talking about there, but there you go. Let's see. No, that's what James Gunn plans are for the DCU down the road to adapt Kingdom Come. Well, sources say we've got some interesting news already here in the chat. Interesting. All right, let's see. Where was Beer? Let's see. We know, assuming this is James Gunn here. Let's see. We know we're not going to make every single person happy every step of the way, but we can promise everything we do is done in service of the story and in service of the characters. We know you cherish, and we have cherished our whole lives. Yes, indeed. Now Gunn and Safran are aiming not to have a killer situation on their hands in regard to talent, relations, and hope to apprise rest of their DC plans before the holiday, soon after they sit down with Warner Brothers CEO, the Z-Man. So again, a lot of this stuff is still up in the air. It's kind of why, sources say blah, 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 blah. Well, they haven't sat down with the CEO to kind of knock that stuff out. That might be what James Gunn might be saying out there. But, the Z-Man might come back and say, maybe not out there. Again, they say there's a lot of hot air out there. So here, I like how they did this. So they kind of broke it down here. Of course, with Wonder Woman 3. According to those in the know, it was Patty Jenkins who walked out after receiving notes on the treatment she submitted to the studio. Okay, so basically what happens here, she wasn't necessarily contracted to write Wonder Woman 3, we'll just call it out there. Wasn't contracted right. They says, hey, Patty, we know you're interested in Wonder Woman 3. We know Gal Gadot is interested in working with you. Why don't you sit down with one of our folks there? Let's come up with a story, figure out where it's going, yada, yada, yada. All this is before James Gunn came in. All this is before a lot of the turnover that happened there. So Patty Jenkins went out, did her thing, came back, says, okay, here is a treatment isn't necessarily a script. It's a kind of a cross between an outline and a script out there. So you have kind of beats to it out there. She walks in, says, here's my treatment for the script that I want to write. They took a look at it and they says, we might want to change some stuff here. And Patty Jenkins says, screw that, I'm out of here. And she walked out. And then that was apparently that's what happened there. So there may still be a Wonder Woman 3. It just might not be with Patty Jenkins if they decide to go that route. They might just do let's just say they do Superman, Man of Steel 2. They might do kind of a trinity in that movie. So we'll see. We'll see here. Let's see, where was Beer? Apparently her threequel pitch had character arc problems that rivaled those of Wonder Woman 1984. Wow, that is I mean, usually you get better as a writer as you go on, not worse. Crazy. Which, despite being blah 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 blah, was panned by critics at 58% Rotten Tomatoes, and not a rave with fans. What? No way. With a B plus. That seems to be a little high. Cinema score, despite the first one getting an A out there. One rival studio executive observed the potential problem in the current DC setup of having filmmakers like Gunn providing notes to an established filmmaker like Jenkins. Well, Gunn's... I mean, gosh, I'm trying to remember what Patty Jenkins did before Wonder Woman. I know she did one or two other things, but it wasn't like... They weren't like huge films. Gunn, I mean, he started out. Gunn started out with Trauma, very low-budget horror films out there, and then kind of graduated to bigger and bigger films out there. So I don't know about this one rival studio executive. It seems like he's throwing chum into the water out there. Throwing chum. But we hear that Warner Brothers chiefs Michael DeLuca and Pam Abdy had concerns about the treatment before even Safran and Gunn weighed in. The group provided notes. Jenkins literally fought back with hands and feet. Not literally. And defended her vision that the Three characters' arcs were solid. Did they bring back... What was Chris Pine's character's name in there? Did they bring him back for another time? All right, you're dead this time, Chris Pine. But no, wait, you come back a third time. He's like, well, I died in the first movie, and then I came back into some other dude's body. And, like, I guess he died for some reason. I don't know, whatever. I didn't watch the second movie, so I don't know what happened with him. But I'm assuming he died in the second movie again. And so it'd be kind of weird if he came back for a third time. I mean, they had good chemistry together, but... You know, when you kind of write somebody off that they died, then they should remain dead out there. Unlike the Colonel there in Avatar 2, he's coming back. Jenkins was giving the opportunity for another pass, but opted to walk. Screw this! I'm out of here. I got a Star Wars film to do. Oh wait, it's canceled. Wait, what? While the optics of a Wonder Woman 3 not going forward in the wake of the axing of Batgirl provides bad optics for the studio, it was never anyone's intention to be sexist. The hope for another Wonder Woman film still exists. I think so. I think they'll do another one. Just probably with a different writer and director. The question is whether Gal Gadot wants to make it sans Jenkins, without Jenkins. And judging it from the actress's tweets 2 days ago, we just read that, it sounds like she wants to stay on board. She has 20 million reasons to stay on board. 20 million. Combined with the Wonder Woman movies grossed almost $1 billion, the first dynamiting female moviegoers to the DC universe. Why wouldn't the current DC administration not want more Wonder Woman? Because it didn't fit in with what the plans were for what they were doing. That's all. She could have written a different treatment of it, and I'm sure they might have thought about it and kind of went from there. It sounds like she's kind of hard to work with, so maybe with the second one, Patty Jenkins is hard to work with there, so kind of interesting. Nobody puts Patty Jenkins into the corner. Jiminy, you might just keep your wrench out here. You might just keep it. How did Wonder Woman 84 get a B+? Did they actually watch the movie? Maybe they just watched the trailers. Wonder Woman 84 was 2 hours of Wonder Woman molesting and endangering some poor guy inhabited by her dead boyfriend's ghost. So did he die is Chris Pine's character still around, or did he die at the end of it? I never saw the second one, so Bear couldn't figure it out. couldn't quite figure that one out. All right, a Man of Steel in the whole Henry Cavill of it. Before Gunn and Safran even arrived, it was DeLuca and Abby's decision with Johnson, sources say, to put Cavill's Superman at the end of Black Adam, giving the dark movie an uplifting and exciting cliffhanger. No regrets there. Cavill is managed by Danny Garcia, who also reps former spouse Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Kind of a little bit of incestuous nature there. There has been some champion for some time by Cavill's team for the actor to return to the Man of Steel, a role he took on the Zack Snyder directed 2013. Wow, it's been a minute. Wow, it has been a minute on that one. And continued on the other movies there. Cavill, we heard from one source, took it upon himself to announce his return as the Man of Steel on Instagram on October 24th, the day before Safran and Gunn were named heads of DC. However, in recent development, we've seen correspondence that Cavill was in lockstep with the studio in announcing his return on Instagram. Yes, indeed. So there we go. Let's see. They were talking about they had something, but they were waiting for a pitch there. They didn't want to cut into Safran and Gunn's plans out there. So when you hear people say, there's no Man of Steel, well, they haven't quite gotten there just yet. So hence Man of Steel 2 never was greenlighted, but that didn't mean that didn't have a director, nor was it packaged. Capiche? Capiche, people. Capiche? Man of Steel 2 remains an open slot until the studio hears a better pitch out there. So that could still go on. We just need a writer and director out there. Sounds like Henry Cavill is coming back, though. Let's see. Over the Thanksgiving holiday stretch, Johnson revealed in a video post that he fought hard with Warner's to bring Cavill back. Johnson and Warner's inexplicably and excusably did not want to bring Cavill back, but he was not going to take no for an answer, and his team got to work. The Rock Johnson, he talks a good game out there. Anyways, but wait, what about that Flash ending with Cavill? Oh my goodness. They say, yes, Henry Cavill shot it. You probably shouldn't say shot it with the Flash and Ezra Miller out there. Probably doesn't go together. There's something involving Clark Kent with additional cameos by Supergirl, really? Aquaman, and Wonder Woman in the film. And possibly also Batman as well. We just don't know which one. However, the studio right now is sitting on these options until its execs confer with Safran and Gunn. It remains whether the duo want to do another Ezra Miller-led Flash. Why? No, don't even do this one. And if they do, how they'll tee that up. Miller's been ablaze in the tabloids for a number of run-ins throughout the years, hitting women, grooming young kids, keeping large amounts of automatic weapons in your pot farm, allegedly out there. And the actor is currently battling. I like how they put the liquor burglary as the top charge that he's battling out there. A liquor burglary theft charge in Vermont, and the actor made a public apology for his actions, his actions. And of course they ask about Black Adam 2. Oh, of course it made $50 million. No, it probably is going to break even. It might break even. Will there be a complete reboot of DC core stars? I don't think so. Beer says probably not here. One studio insider, sources say, at no point was there any preconceived notions of not continuing with these actors. It all boils down how The Flash next year and Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom do at the box office. Not to mention the studio doesn't want Gal Gadot to hang up a Wonder Woman's lasso. I don't blame them. I'm sure they're trying to do like a 10-year kind of plan out there. You kind of wonder if maybe they kind of look at some of the actors here. Let's just say maybe they want to make it through, like maybe a 5-year commitment or something like that, and then somehow transition out of that. You don't know if. By the way, notice in Jason Momoa's Loba. I don't think that. I think they'll just keep him as Aquaman, unless unless for whatever reason that's, Aquaman does really bad and the internet just blows up about Lobo. I think they'll keep everybody the same. But notice, people, notice right here. They're talking about Black Adam. They're talking about Lobo. Talking about what was it? The Flash. They're talking about Man of Steel 2, Wonder Woman 3. Who got left out? Who's left out of this picture here? Who got left out? One might say. There's a missing Batman here in this entire story. Talking about everything here, they seem to have missed. They seem to have missed a Batman or the Batman out there. So that's kind of interesting. We've heard different things about the Flash out there. Whether or not, let's see, it was rumored that Ben Affleck was going to be in it. It was rumored that Michael Keaton was going to be in it. It was rumored that both of them were going to be in it at one point. So interesting to see. Again, we'll probably have to wait until after the holiday season to kind of figure out where they've kind of nailed down some of that stuff. But there you go. There is, the town is jittery out there. Jittery. I feel just terrible about that. The poor town. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Jimmy. The guy somehow managed to survive Chris Pine's possession, and by the end of the movie, he likely lost his job and was the most wanted list from having his face on multiple White House videos. Oh, that's right. They showed Chris Pine, but he was in like somebody else's body, even though they showed Chris Pine through the entire movie. God, what a strange decision. Kidnapping children. Yes, indeed. The Flash would be fighting guys like him. That would be, they should they should have the Flash from the WB come in and fight Ezra Miller. That would be good. You would have the Flash beating up the Flash out there. Take that, the Flash. Pow, pam. I think that would work. I think that would be the way to kind of get around that. Yes, indeed. Who's the creepy weirdo on the right side of that DC photo? That's not Ezra Miller. That would be James Gunn. Creepy weirdo might be right. Yes, indeed. Anyways, here was the Hollywood Reporter, in case people wanted. That was in the description there, people. So you can check it out on your own. All right, people. From one Hollywood to another, back by popular demand out here, from the good folks at Deadline. Kevin Hart, Gwyneth Paltrow, Madonna, Jimmy Fallon, and others cuffed with insidious NFT endorsement suits. Manager Guy Oseary and Universal TV, and named as defendants too. Bum 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 bum. Bum, bum, bum. Jimmy Fallon is laughing at his own joke. Nobody else is laughing. Only him. He's like, man, that was a great joke. Everybody's like, no, not Jimmy. Nah, it's probably not. Looks like a good old-fashioned cash grab. What? A celebrity endorsement has become a bit more fraught when it comes to the digital marketplace nowadays. Oh, by the way, I don't know if Derpy is still there, but we sometimes talk about a crypto out there. So if you don't want that, just hit that thumbs down button. The right-hand side, not the left side where James Gunn is. I need to go back. Oh, that's I believe it's Saffron. So they have kind of like a co-head. So they have like Kevin Feige. They have Kevin Feige out there for Marvel out there. So instead of having one person, they just split it into two. So Saffron, he's kind of a producer out there. He produces a lot of stuff. Let's see, was it Insidious? A number of other movies out there. James Gunn, more of the kind of creative side of things. So, one will handle kind of the production aspect of it. The other will handle kind of the creative aspect of it. And I'm sure it'll work just fine. out there. Yikes! Oh my goodness! Scaring bear out there. Clicks back, I tell Less than a month after the likes of Larry David, Tom Brady, poor guy, having a terrible couple months here. Giselle and Stephen Curry were sued for bringing their well-compensated star power to pitch the now collapsed cryptocurrency FTX. A new class action filed in the federal courts aims to take the Golden State Warrior superstar and a pantheon of big names to the financial woodshed over shilling Bored Ape Yacht Club's NFTs for hidden payoffs. In addition, that turns the spotlight uncomfortably not only on Curry again, but also Kevin Hart, Madonna, Jimmy Fallon, the Bieber, Paris Hilton, Serena Williams, oh my goodness, DJ Khaled, Gwyneth Paltrow, and more, along with Universal TV also being named as a defendant. High-profile music manager Gary Oseri is specified as the brains. These people definitely not the brains. No. The brains behind the whole alleged big buck scam. A defendant's promotional campaign was wildly successful, generating billions of dollars in sales and resales, says the lawsuit. The manufactured celebrity endorsements and misleading promotions regarding the launch of the entire BAYC ecosystem, also called the Other Side Metaverse, the Metaverse, were able to artificially increase the interest in and the price of the Bay NFTs. Bay C NFTs. BAY, the Bay, what is it? I forget, whatever, the Bay C NFTs, during the irrelevant period, causing investors to purchase these losing investments at drastically inflated prices. Gosh, I wonder if there were only a YouTuber out there many months ago who was telling people, you might not want to check out those NFTs. Gosh darn it, if only. Essentially on their various platforms, through public statements, and in the case of Fallon on The Tonight Show in late November 2021, the celebs praised Yuga Labs' backed NFTs to the public by claiming to be customers themselves. Now the allure of non-fungible tokens may have dimmed considerably, aka nosedive. Thank you, Deadline out there. In the recent months, but to buyers jumping on board last year, they quickly proved losing investments at drastically inflated prices. What? No way. The truth is the company's entire business model relies on using insidious marketing and promotional activities from A-list celebrities that are highly compensated to increase demand of the Yuga securities by convincing potential retail investors that the price of the digital assets would appreciate instead of crashing to the ground. With the Osiri-backed crypto company MoonPay working. See, it's got all these crazy, stupid stuff. MoonPay and Yuga, blah, 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 Bay NFT, Bay C, blah, 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 blah. The seal of approval with the celebs revealing the often heavy compensation, without revealing often heavy compensation they were receiving. During the class periods, defendants engaged in a plain scheme, conspiracy, and course of conduct pursuant to which they knowingly or recklessly engaged in acts, transactions, practices, and courses of business that operated as a fraud and deceit upon plaintiffs and other members of the class. In truth, the executive descendants of Osiri used their connections to MoonPay and its service as a covert way to compensate the promoters' defendants for their promotions of the NFTs without disclosing it to unsuspecting investors. Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun. Anyways, they are being sued. I'm sure they're moving all their money to the Bahamas now. Probably moving it to the Bahamas and just hanging out there. So there we go. Yes, indeed. I mean, who wouldn't trust the huge brain trust here of Gwyneth Paltrow and Madonna and Jimmy Fallon for your financial advice out there? I mean, when they're saying buy, You should probably sell. You should probably sell. Let's see. Well, indeed. Well, I've lost everybody with my crypto talk here. They were demanding Bear. This is Bear, crypto talk. No. I want to talk about, we got to talk about the Wonder Woman stuff. No, Bear, crypto talk, crypto. Oh, well, all right. I guess we'll do crypto. And then everybody leaves. Everybody says, Bear, bye. All right. Anyways, finally, rounding things out here from... This has got to be one of Bear's favorites here. I don't care if nobody else is left. This is one of Bear's favorites here. From The Block, and that would be Sarah Copette. The Block CEO resigns after failure to disclose loans from the Bankman frauds Alameda. That would be the Bankman out there. We were talking about the incestuous nature of all this. The Block Chief Executive Officer Michael McCaffrey resigned after failing to disclose a series of loans from disgraced former head Sam Bankman-Fried's, Fried's, whatever the hell his name, Alameda Research. He was the only person with knowledge of funding at the company. Unlike the rest of us, he was the only one. Him, not the rest of us. No. If you put money based on the Block's financial advice, it was only McCaffrey's. It was only this guy's fault, not anybody else's. Bobby Moran, the Block's chief revenue officer, will step into the role of CEO effective immediately, according to a company statement. No one at the Block had any knowledge of this financial arrangement besides Mike, Moran said in a statement as he pushed Mike under the bus. From our own experience, we have seen no evidence that Mike ever sought to improperly influence the newsroom or research teams, particularly in their coverage of SBF. That would be the Bankman out there, FTX, and Alameda Research. And that bus just goes the thump. McCaffrey received 3 loans in total, the first of which was in the amount of the small amount of $12 million. It was used in 2021 to buy out other investors in the crypto news data and research provider. It's almost like he got a loan to pay everybody off so he can make, really nice articles for the guy that he got his loan from. Nah, that couldn't be the case. He took over day-to-day operations at the CEO at the time. A second $15 million loan in January was used to help fund day-to-day operations out there. And I'm sure if there was anything negative to be said about SBF out there, he would have said it. FTX, I meant FTX. While another $16 million earlier this year was used to purchase real estate in the Bahamas. What? No way. You mean he took out a larger loan than the 2 that he took out before to purchase real estate in the Bahamas? No way. The resignation is the latest in a string of industry casualties, as they call it, related to the collapse of the crypto empire. In addition to stepping down as CEO, McCaffrey will step down from the company's board, which is set to expand to 3 people. The company is currently working to bring on 2 members to join Moran on the expanded group. I love this. But McCaffrey remains the company's majority shareholder. Yes, indeed. Well, I got to resign, people, because I took loans from the company that we were helping to promote here. But I'm still going to stay on as the majority shareholder in my $16 million home in the Bahamas. Good times. Good times out there. Tulips, people. Nothing but tulips out there. Crypto is crypto night to Bears viewers out there. Well, you know what? I've still got my head held high. Still was way ahead of the curve out there. If there was any way to short, it. Bear would have done. Bear's not that smart. Not that smart to short all that stuff. That would have been something. All right. The whole Twitter stuff out there. Bear wanted to get to that. It might be it might be another time out there. But anyway, some interesting stuff has kind of come up here in the recent past couple days. They're doing the Twitter files out there. Interesting stuff out there as well. So we might talk about that the next time here. Kind of bleeding viewers left and right here. So that might be something for the next time there. But yeah, if you want to check it out, it is in Bear's description out there. Yes, indeed. All right, let me do the thing with the thing. And you do the thing. And the beautiful Gal Gadot out there wondering, what the heck's going to happen with my next movie? Why did my writer-director just up and quit all of a sudden? Couldn't write a second draft? Couldn't even do a second draft. Very, very odd. I think there was something else going on there. Something else going on in the meantime there. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, want to thank Bear's only remaining chatter out here, Jiminy out there on his brand new wrench. You didn't kick everybody, did you, Jiminy? Wondering if Jiminy just kicked everybody. Bear would have had 20 viewers. Jiminy just kicked everybody. Urgh. Anyways, I want to thank everybody out there. You could do anything on a Saturday evening, and you decide to come out and check out Bear. By the way, I'll leave the archive. The archive here. Do check that out. We try to put all the live shows on the archive so people can check it out. Can't prove I kicked everyone, says Jiminy. Well, no, he can't. No, he can't. Gosh darn it. Just have to take your word for it. Take his word for it. Got to take the cricket's word. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, once again, I want to thank everybody out there. Do check out Jiminy's art channel. It is free. It is free. And you can also subscribe to Bear's channel as well. And also the archive as well. Yes, indeed. All right. Well, you know what? All of this talk about crypto has made Bear hungry. So he's going to head back into the woods. So until next time, people, grrr.